आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरुणामाकृतिं स्मरति न विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यन्ति च मनोरथः लक्ष्मीतनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षमङ्गलद्वयं निगमशाखिखाप्रवालम् ऐरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिग्रहं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारिधुरन्धरम् सर्वेषां स्वागतं. Welcome to the Bhashya session. So the shlokas that we have learned from 58 to 60 are mostly sourced from Bhagavatam and Vishnu Purana, and they all have the same meaning. So Aradhyaiva Naro Vishnu Manasa Yadyadichati Phalam Prapnoti Vipulam Guris Swalpamatha Piva. Now here again there is a very um, expression of bhakti. Now again when we come to Bhakti Yoga, I did get this query. Uh, we were talking about in the previous Bhashya session that how Bhakti Yoga has the elements of all the three other previous paths. That is that of Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, and then Dhyana Yoga. And then where I had talked about Karma Yoga, I did speak about the Nastikas. The reason why we are talking about Nastikas, we need to understand that they are not, it is not a Nastika path. Karma Yoga is not a Nastika path. But karma can be interpreted into two different forms. One is the most restricted Vaidika karmas. And Vaidika karmas includes a lot of restrictions, resources, and constraints, and it needs to be done in a certain order. Now, what is the dhyaya behind these dhyas? When we come to that, then we go into much broader philosophy of Nishkama karma. While the Nastikas basically do not accept any kind of lineage from the Vedas. They like to branch out. If they're talking about any kind of principles, let us say Asteya, uh, that is, do not steal. So there, obviously, when we come to the Vedas or the Dharma Shastra, obviously we will find the root over there as adharma. We will find the mention of it as adharma. But the Nastikas do not accept that lineage. That's all. So thinking from that perspective, Jnana Yoga cannot be taken in partial sense. So it has to, because it's the what jnana are we trying to understand? The jnana of Parabrahman. So there cannot be any kind of debate as to what, if Nastikas try to derive anything from that, then they cannot deny the source of Vedas. Same way goes to the dhyana also, where the dhyana yoga also has its roots with the Vedas, because the various different, like when we take yoga darshana, many things of it, of nyasa, all these things we will find the roots in yoga. So again, very rarely can, if they derive it from there, it is very difficult to deny the source of Vedas. But here, when we talk about the Karma Yoga on a philosophical level, Nishkama Karma, it is an underlying philosophy. It is not something that has been said out loud. Like, for example, when I'm saying the Vaidika karmas always have a certain intention of doing them. Like, for example, Somayaga has a certain, somebody who wants to get Swarga Prapti, they do that particular Somayaga. And in the same way, Ashwamedha Yaga, all these yajnas, they have a certain kama, there is a certain intention in performing them. On a philosophical level, when we look at the kriyas are meant to install a higher sense, the understanding of a higher sense, and therefore we need to let go of that control. So when we go at it at a philosophical level, then nishkama karma is what has been prescribed. Nishkama karma doesn't, it is not very explicitly mentioned anywhere. It is an interpretative form. So therefore, Nastikas usually find it easier to adopt Nishkama Karma, that is the Karma Yoga path, and they can interpret it better. So there, that is where kindness, compassion, etc., etc., even though they are separate, they are very much specified over there. So, because of that reason, I had spoken about that. There is no restriction, or there is no need to typecast Karma Yoga as that of a nature of the Nastikas. It falls into both Astikas and Nastikas. Both of them accept it, but it is easier for the Nastika branch to draw from there. That is the reason they approach it better. So when we talk about this verse, Aradhyaiva. So here there is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is from the second skanda, third adhyaya, 10th shloka. Akama sarvakamo va mokshakama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So here the prescription is you want to any kind of karmas that you are looking for, sarvakamo, for all the fulfillment of your desires. Sarvakamova, akama sarvakamova. For that, even for moksha kama, tivrena bhakti yogena, with utmost dedication, yajeta, you do yajna of that person, yajeta, of purusham param, of Krishna. So the Purusham Param here is Narayana. So the Shastras are also giving us that Aradhana of Vishnu is what grants us all kinds of wishes. So that is the reference. That is where this is coming from. So this is one shloka. Then when we go to the next, that is the 59th shloka, Yannama Kirtanam Bhaktya. So here, Vilapanam Anuttamam. So this is again, the reference is from Vishnu Purana. And Vishnu Purana also speaks of the shloka has been mentioned. It is the sixth shloka. I think this is sixth kanda, eighth adhyaya, 20th shloka. This is the Vishnu Purana has kandas. So there again the mention of it is nothing but the nama, yannama kirtanam bhaktya vilapanam anuttamam. That is what has been said over here. In Vishnu Purana, in the sixth particular kanda, there the chapter specifies protection. First is cosmology. First kanda is cosmology of how, as per Vishnu Purana, the evolution has taken. Sixth one is about protection, is about invoking protection. So in that term, I think it says, let me see. Mam Keshavo Gadaya Prataravyat Govinda Asanga Vamat Tavenuhu Narayana Prahna Udatta Shaktir Madhyandine Vishnur Arindra Panihi. Vishnu Arindra Panihi. Vishnu Arindra Panihi. Ari Indra Panihi. So this is may the Keshava who is yielding a mace, that is Gada, protect me in the morning, Prataha. May Govinda who is holding the Venu, that is the flute, safeguard me during the afternoon. May Narayana who has the greatest power, exalted power, Udatta Shakti, shield me in the Prahna after Prahna, I think Aparanna, before dawn we say, right? It is that morning. May Vishnu, the wielder of enemy subduing weapon, that is Arindra Panihi, that means who has Sudarshana, who can defeat, nobody can beat Sudarshana Chakra. So Arindra Panihi, the one who can defeat anybody, guard me in Madhyan Dine. So this is invocation. At this point of time, the sixth kanda, eighth adhyaya, 20th and 21st shloka onwards, these are shlokas to invoke protection when we are going out. Like for example, when we go out, we have another shloka. What was it? उमग्रतो नारसिंहश्च पृष्ठतो गोपीनन्दनः उभयोः पार्श्वयोः आस्तं शशौरो रामलक्ष्मण. Like that, there are invocations for protection. So this is from there. This is protection from sins. That is what the shloka is. Because yannama kirtanam bhaktya vilapanam anuttamam maitreya shesha papanam dhatunamiva pavakaha. So like it has the power to burn all the sins away. This is taken from Vishnu Purana, where invocation has been done for these things. And even in Vishnu Damotara Purana also, I think there is one more shloka in the same way. Nama Sankirtanan, Nama Sankirtanan Kritva Shuta Prakhyalana Shuta Prakhyalanadishu Viyogam Shigramapnoti Sarvanartha Sarvanarthaha Asamshayaha. So again, the name chanting can free us from everything. That is the source of this shloka. Again, these are not by specified any in there is no specification as to who has chanted it or anything like that. So this is specifically a third party statements in from the Puranas, and they have influenced Acharya's shloka, that is the 59th shloka. Then the 60th shloka is also again invocation of the Parabrahman, the protection against the Kali Kalmasha, all the bad things that is there in Kali Yuga, to protect us from that, so that we don't get distracted or we don't get misdirected, like that. That is also from there. So there also there is another shloka from Vishnu Purana itself, and I think that is also a part of it. Nama Kirtanam Bhaktya. There is many mentions of this in Bhagavata Purana. Bhaktya, there is in the same kanda, in the sixth skanda. This is not kanda, but Bhagavatam, right? Sixth skanda, second adhyaya, ninth shloka. Yannama Shravanadyuktam something something comes. So by just by hearing my name, a person becomes purified. Like that. This is from Krishna himself. In the same skanda, same this thing. Sankirtanam gle rasya. There it says indirectly or intentionally also, if you utter my name, it purifies you, or it relieves you from sin. That is the reason there is a common habituation where people, when they try to get up, the elders, when they try to get up, or when they experience any kind of physical pain when sitting down or getting up, they say Krishna, Vasudeva, etc., etc. The names are widely used for this reason, because our Puranas all dictate that just by taking, he himself is saying that nonetheless, but just by taking his name, even in vain, if you take his name, there is alleviation of all kinds of sins, it seems. So yes, the next shloka is again from Vishnu Purana, the third shloka. So here also the third shloka is saying Devo Parahne मधु मधुहोग्र धन्वा सायं त्रिधामाव सायं त्रिधामावतु माधवो मां दोषे हृषीकेश उतार्धरात्रे निशीथ एकोवतु Padmanabha. So again, the continuation of the 20th sloka, where it is saying Gadadhara will protect me in the morning, Venugopa will protect me in the dawn, etc., etc. The continuation of that is, may the Madhusudana. Madhusudana is one who is holding a bow. Madhusudana, protect me in the afternoon. May Madhava has, they say I think in the northern India, they say uh, Tribhangi. Krishna, if you look at his pose, he has three, not curves, folds, Tribhanga. When we look at a line, there is no bhanga over there. It is a straight line. Three bhanga. It has in three places. You will find the triangular this thing angles. So three bhanga. Krishna, the way he stands, his legs are crossed. So he curves, or not curves, angles over here also. And he is standing also in a very weird position. So he stands in such a way while playing his flute. There is three bhangas. So that person, that he is called as Madhava. Let him safeguard me in the evening, and may Hrishikesha, who is the master of the senses, the controller of our senses, guard me during night, and may Padmanabha, the one um, who is the Padmanabha, as we know, one who is giving Udaya to the whole universe. So one who has a lotus in his nabhi, that person shield me in the night. So all these names in this 20th and 21st sloka of Vishnu Purana, it is giving the names and the association of the avatars, how the transition has taken place, and it is invoking protection from each of them. And there is a significance, because when we talk about Madhusudana, who has to protect me in the afternoon, he is a fierce wielder of wielder of bow. So who usually at that point, it is that point of time that wars tend to take place. So therefore, one who is armed, let let him keep me uh, alert. And then Madhava, who is who we won't find he's not having any kind of arm, he's not bearing arms. So he let him safeguard me in the evening, because in the evening, rarely armies attack. And and Hrishikesha during night, because we have to withdraw our senses during the night. That is the reason why we need to end the screen time, because if we expose ourselves to light, then our certain enzymes do not get released, and so relaxation doesn't happen. So there is very strict restriction of screen time during night, and also off. And in the olden times, since we are not talking about screen time, it is to reduce the sensory alertness. So withdrawal. So here, there, Hrishikesha, who is the master of senses, he is withdrawing. Let him become the shield. And then in the end, Padmanabha, where he has the complete withdrawal of our consciousness. He's closing in like that. uh, in the morning, where he is going to open up consciousness. Then now it is complete withdrawal of consciousness. So he is Padmanabha, going back in. So like that, there is a representation that let these be the people to guide us during these times. That is the meaning. And if you look at the previous sloka also, we have the same representation. Um, so for Keshava, it symbolizes strength. So Keshava, who is holding a gadha, protect me early in the morning. So early in the morning, if we remember, when we get up, we are not in our complete alert. We are not in the full alert of mind. So at that point of time, we have to get alert. We have to wake ourselves up. So we have to, the person who is holding the gadha, that person, let him wake me up. It's like an alarm. Let imagining him, it should alert me, saying that okay, he is there. So getting up, then me Govinda, who is holding the flute, safeguard me during forenoon. So he has to, after that high of the day, it has to come down. Now, say Venu, why Venu Gopa? Why we are talking about Govinda? Because it is soothing our mind. So we were at deep sleep, which is tamasic. We have to raise from swapnavastha to sushupta, then turiya, then we have to reach a state where we are stable. We cannot sustain at a very high alert state of mind also. We have to come down, and therefore we are at signifying the smooth flow of energy like that of a flute that has been played by Govinda. Then Narayana, who has the most potential, because Narayana is what we understand to be the primordial matter. So there we are at the what we call as sattva, where everything is balanced. So there Narayana is going to protect us. And then Vishnu, who is the who is holding the Arindapani. That means the one who can subdue anything. Obviously, when we are at a more balanced state, we can take any challenges that come towards us. So that is the indication. So these are the states while invoking protection. It is not about somebody is going to come and save us or anything like that. The intention is that the embodiment of certain characteristics that these names bring about, that should be imbibed. So when I'm thinking about Saraswati, my mind immediately must change towards a study oriented focus, because I'm thinking about the goddess of knowledge. So in the same way, when I'm talking about Keshava, who I have imagined to be holding a mace, who is like a very strong imagination, a vivid imagination of alertness, then my mind directly focuses on that. It is like when I when we do not parayana, what is it? During Shivratri, when we don't sleep, the reason why we are going to imagine a lot of aspects of Shiva is because those aspects are going to keep us up. It is going to keep us alert. If I keep a very smooth flowing image, like something that of Krishna, like something of Rama, somebody who is very pleasurable to mind, then my mind is going to fall into a very transient mode. So I'm not going to be alert enough. So that will induce sleep. So these images, these imaginations are going to bring about changes in our behavior. That is the reason these shlokas, when we invoke protection, it is not bringing about protection or calling upon some deity to protect us. It is training our mind to bring about certain changes in its characteristics so that it starts to act accordingly to the nature of the time and day. So those are the essence of these shlokas. So all these three, when we talk about, that is the science behind it, or we can say that is the logic behind it. So this is what the shlokas 58 to 60 are derived from the Vishnu Purana, Damodara Purana, and then Srimad Bhagavatam. This is where they are drawn from. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण मही महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणाय समर्पयामि।